But you could participate as we talk later.
Mr. Chairman, no, you're ready to go. I'm sorry, correct.
You're in charge.
All right, so you want me to call to order and go through the procedure? That's fine. Sensing a quorum.
Is it on?
Yes.
Sensing the presence
Sensing the
of a
presence of a
quorum,
quorum, this is a call to order of the Zoning Board of Adjustment for the Township of Holmdel Reorganization Meeting, January 10, 2024, 7 p.m.
In accordance with
In accordance with the provisions of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act and the regulations governing remote meetings,
I hereby
announce that adequate notice and electronic notice of this meeting was provided in a notice dated January 14, 2023, that was sent to the Asbury Park Press, Two River Times, posted on the bulletin board and on the main access to Town Hall, filed in the clerk's office, and posted on the township website.
This is a
reorganization meeting. The board will not be taking any public questions or comments at this meeting.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Okay.
Sorry about this. State of the emergency. Multiple buses were cut in half.
Mr.
Mr. Orfanopoulos?
Mr. Santora?
Mr. Santora?
I'm sorry, Mr. Santora.
I'm sorry, Mr. Santora.
Ms. Gerhardt?
Ms. Gerhardt?
Mr. Burkle?
Mr. Burkle?
Jason.
You're on the phone. You're on the phone. You're on the phone. You're on the phone.
Ms. Campus?
Ms. Campus?
Mr. Giampolo?
Mr. Giampolo?
Here.
And Mr. Luciani?
And Mr. Luciani?
Alternate Mr.
Mr.
Frigiola.
Frigiola.
Next on the agenda,
I would ask all to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be followed by a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
To the Republic,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, the
moment of silence is to honor our military, police, and first responders.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The first order of business, as noted on the agenda,
is the swearing in of newly appointed board members. It's my understanding that the newly appointed members have been appointed and their oaths of office have been administered.
Moving on to
the election of officers for 2024. Is there a motion for the selection of a chairman for the board for the
yes,
current year?
I'd like to nominate Dimitri Afenatopoulos for chairman.
I would second that.
Are there any other nominations?
Are there any other nominations?
Hearing none, a
roll call on the nomination of Mr.
Orfanopoulos
as board chairman. Mr. Orfanopoulos.
Mr. Santora.
Ms. Gerhardt.
Mr. Burkle.
Mr. Burkle.
Yes.
Ms. Campus. Mr. Giampolo.
Yes.
Mr. Luciani.
Mr. Luciani.
Congratulations. To the chair.
To the chair.
Okay, can I have a nomination for a vice chairman?
Make a motion to nominate Jason Burkle as vice chairman of the zoning board.
So we have a second.
I just did.
Yep, I know, I said we have a second, so we can do roll call.
On the selection
of a vice chair, Mr. Orfanopoulos.
Mr.
Santora.
Ms. Gerhardt. Mr.
Burkle.
Ms. Campus.
Mr.
Giampolo. Mr. Luciani.
Okay, we're gonna take one item out of order because she listed us with appointments. And I think it needs to be up here, and that's the position for zoning board recording secretary. So can I have a nomination for zoning board recording secretary? Okay, we have a nomination. And we have a second. Roll call.
Mr. Orfanopoulos. Mr. Santora?
Mr. Santora?
Mr. Gerhart?
Mr. Gerhart? I'm sorry, Ms. Gerhart?
Mr. Burkle?
Mr. Burkle?
Ms. Campus?
Ms. Campus?
Mr. Giampolo?
Mr. Giampolo?
Mr. Luciano?
Mr. Luciano?
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, now you can get to work. That's why I wanted to get it done now. Okay, so now we will go into executive session in order to talk about professionals. So can I have a motion to go into executive session?
I'll move that we go into executive session.
I'll second that.
We have a second. Roll call?
Mr. Orphanatopoulos?
Mr. Orphanatopoulos?
Mr. Santora?
Mr. Santora?
Ms. Gerhart?
Ms. Gerhart?
Mr. Burkle?
Mr. Burkle?
Yes.
Ms. Campus?
Ms. Campus?
Mr. Giampolo?
Mr. Giampolo?
Mr. Luciani?
Mr. Luciani?
Okay, so close all recording devices. Hey, Mark, can you do me a favor and close that door back there? Make sure your mics are all...